Hey there everyone, welcome to Violet's Dream Tarot. So today we're going to be doing an elemental reading, which is something I haven't done for a very long time. I've got 4 piles today and I normally have 3, but because there's 4 elements in the Western view of the elements, that's what we're going to be doing today is 4 piles. I've pre-shuffled the cards to make it easier for me during the reading because with it being elemental readings, I've chosen different oracle decks and different tarot decks for every pile. There are some decks that are consistent through each pile because they just fit for every reading, but there's a lot that are just specific to one pile or 1 or 2 piles. So I didn't want to have like loads and loads and loads of decks piled up around the map for us to use today because I just didn't have the space. So it's actually taken me nearly an hour to pre-shuffle all of these cards, guys, so there's lots to get through today. I've been very thorough, very diligent. This is going to be messages from the elementals about career, finances and studying, so you don't have to be asking about all 3 if you don't want to. We're just going to get messages coming through on those themes because I see career and studying as being pretty similar to each other. You know, career and education, finances fit in with that as well. So as always, I want to say a big thank you to all of my subscribers and all of my lovely patrons, including Alexandria, Kelly, Virginia, Joan, Chris and Cara. Thank you so much for all of your support, you guys. And I also want to say a big thank you to the lovely anonymous donator who has sent 2 decks in today. I know who it is, but she doesn't want to be named on camera. So I've got the lovely saltwater reading cards and the forest fae oracle cards to use today, which I'm really excited about. And we also have a new deck from another anonymous donor. This wasn't on my wish list, but this donor has made this deck and wanted to send it into the channel, so we'll be using one of the decks that she sent today. She actually sent 2 and she's called Whitebird, so thank you so much to Whitebird and to the anonymous donor for your lovely donations today. And yeah, let's get into looking at the piles, you guys. I don't want to keep you any longer in the intro. So as you can see, I've put the 4 elements as pile markers. Pile 1 is earth. And you can choose intuitively like a normal reading, or you can choose maybe the element that is your sun, moon, or rising sign. So earth would be Taurus, Virgo, and Capricorn. Pile 2 is water. That would be Cancer, Scorpio, and Pisces. You can choose more than one pile if you feel drawn to more than one. On pile 3 we have air, which is Gemini, Libra and Aquarius. And on pile 4 we have fire, which is Aries, Leo and Sagittarius. Maybe if you can't choose between sun, moon or rising sign, you might want to look at your chart as a whole and maybe see when you count all of like the planets and things where they are for you, what your majority element is. My majority is air, then earth, even though my sun sign is Capricorn, so my sun sign is earth, but my majority of my birth chart is air, then earth, then fire. I don't have any water in my chart. Some people are really surprised when I say that because they think that you need water in order to be an empathetic person or a psychic person. That's absolutely not the case. I have managed to be a professional tarot reader without having any water in my chart. So just choose it however you want to, you guys. I'm giving you some flexibility today. You don't have to choose just by looking at which one you feel the most drawn to. You can use your chart or you can use one of your main signs. And pause the video if you need more time, as always. And when you're ready, we'll get started with pile number 1, which is going to be earth today. Hi there, pile 1. Welcome to your reading. If you chose the first pile with the earth element card, then this is going to be your reading. As I explained in the introduction, I've taken nearly an hour to pre-shuffle all of the cards today, but whenever I do that, I don't really look at the cards because I want to see them for the first time when you do as well. Some of them land upright when I shuffle them, but I just put them back and try not to focus on what comes out. So let's start off with your tarot cards. We've got cards from the Tarot of the Gnomes because this is the earth elemental reading. Maybe I should mention earth elementals are things like gnomes and some of the fairy kingdom as well. So we've got some fairy decks in this reading, which are also shared in the air reading because a lot of fairies are also air elemental. Elves as well, earth elementals. So you guys have got Oceanic, which is the hermit, earth element. Then we have Senyorka Bulav, the Seven of Wands, and it says Raznoglasia, which means different opinions. I always find that card with the caption really funny. Then we have Karol Bulav, the King of Wands, and this says Vlast. So that is also Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, which might also be in your chart or might be relevant for you. And then we have Tuz Magnet, the Ace of Pentacles, and it says business. So maybe some of you are going into business or want to work in a business environment. I kind of see that you guys have been spending quite some time thinking about what you want to do, because the Hermit and then the Seven of Wands kind of tells me that you guys have spent a lot of time thinking and you maybe haven't come to a conclusion about which direction you want to move into yet. The Hermit also makes me think of possibly working by yourself or working alone, spending a lot of time alone, possibly self-employed or looking to move into self-employment, because then we have the King of Wands and the Ace of Pentacles to me, which really scream kind of self-employed or starting your own business to me. So this could be something that you want to do, maybe just as a side job if you don't think that you'll be able to do it full-time just yet. We'll see what else your cards want to say. I'm just thinking in the context of studying as well, because I will say that the Ace of Pentacles is very positive for finances. This does suggest that you might be getting windfalls soon, or that things might start off well. With regards to your plans, the King of Wands also is about kind of long-term planning. So kind of making sure that you have a long-term plan. For studying, I would feel like maybe you're wondering what job to go into once you're studying, or once you finish studying, or maybe you're looking to maybe do some postgraduate studying, something like that, and you're not quite sure which area you want to move into, or maybe where exactly you want to study. Possibly you're weighing up a few options. I feel like what you choose or decide upon will be the best choice for you. I kind of feel like you're going to make the right choice with the Ace of Pentacles there, if that's the case for you. Then you guys have a Celtic Tree Oracle card, which is number 21, Code, and it says Grove. So we'll need to look in the guidebook. That's one of the decks that I always have to refer to the guidebook for, because I don't use it often enough for me to know by heart what the cards mean, because it doesn't really fit all kinds of readings. Interesting. So Code here, it says the celebration is on the 31st of October or the 30th of April in brackets, which I think is maybe the corresponding date for the Southern Hemisphere. So those could be important, the 30th of April and the 31st of October. But the Grove card represents all knowledge, silence, meditation, prayer, initiations, Great Spirit, Source, the mystery, temples, sacred places, unity, community, tree teachings, divinity, communication with ancestors and connections with spirits, universal consciousness, universal intelligence, loved ones and animals who've passed over. So it's about reconnecting spiritually, essentially, and taking time to sit in silence in order to review how you think you've done over the past year and where you think you want to move. It's also about community, spending time with like-minded people in ritual and ceremony. You're being asked what is meaningful for you. So this is really interesting, because this fits so much with the Hermit card, that you guys have been sitting in silence, asking yourself what's right for you, or asking yourself what you want, what's meaningful, what's maybe the most important thing to you or the most interesting thing for you to do. You have Magnificence there, Bird of Paradise, Butterfly, Common Mother of Pearl. Then you've got a few cards from the Sacred Traveler Oracle. You have Overcoming Obstacles. You can overcome anything. That's very positive. And I think Magnificence as well kind of speaks to that, doesn't it? It's kind of saying you'll do wonderfully well, whatever you choose. Vast Vistas, expand your horizons. And this really makes me think that you are looking to change jobs, start learning something new, start doing something differently. Maybe if this is about finances that you're asking, you're looking to start investing in things, and maybe that's not something you've done before. Maybe looking at getting shares or investments, and you know, it's scary to think of starting that if you don't know much about it. You also have Taking Shelter, the answers are within. So there's a really strong repeated message already, and we've only got a few of the decks out about this hermit energy, listening to where you feel pulled on the inside. You know, what, when you think about your options, or when you think about maybe things that you want to do moving forward, maybe they're dreams rather than options, listen and feel which one kind of makes your heart sing the most, which one really feels exciting when you think about it. You guys have number 19, the Healing Temple of the Lunar Light, life cycles, energy healing, and communication. So that, I think that's an interesting card as well, because again, temple and the grove was all about sacred places and temples, and you know, the hermit taking shelter really speaks to that. But the life cycles and the communication is really interesting, but I keep being pulled back to life cycles. This could say that there is healing for you just going on in your life in general, but life cycles, it feels like you're at an important point in your life, like leaving school or university maybe, like feeling like you're done in one particular line of work and wanting to move on. Maybe your company is closing down that you work for, or is doing a reshuffle and you kind of feel no longer secure there, so you're looking into other options. It's this kind of thing. Maybe you feel like you have reached a point where you need to start saving money or investing. Maybe you are coming into some inheritance or something and you're wondering, you know, I've never had this amount of money before sitting in my bank account. What do I do with it? How do I make the best possible use of it? It's this kind of like cyclical life change that I'm picking up on for a lot of you. Like, it's a big moment in life where things start changing. I also thought it would be interesting to pull an archetype card for those of you that are maybe wondering what career or what kind of study path maybe to look into, and I thought the archetype card might help us with traits of a particular job role. So you guys have shapeshifter, light attributes, skill at navigating through different levels of consciousness, ability to see the potential in everything. Shadow attribute, projecting any image that serves your personal agenda in the moment. So I think it's interesting how it says ability to see the potential in everything, because I do get the sense that a lot of you are weighing up more than one option and you can kind of see the pros and cons of both. And that's hard, you know. It's not so much that one is maybe just a better choice and the other one just maybe has like one significant pro that kind of outweighs the rest of them, but I kind of feel like you feel as though all options could be quite good as long as they go well. So that's what I'm seeing there. I kind of feel as well with shapeshifter that you guys could possibly end up doing quite a few things in life. I feel as though you have a lot of transferable skills. So maybe you do, if you are at university or something, maybe you do a range of subjects, or you have a range of subjects maybe from college or something. Sixth form is what it's called in the UK, the intermediary period between the top end of school and then when you go to university. There's the two or 3 years that people spend in sixth form college. I don't know how it is in other countries. I think it's called Institut in Russian. I might be wrong. Oberstufe in Germany, but I have no idea about America or anything like that. So I feel like you guys have a range of different subjects there. I don't think you've kind of pigeonholed yourselves into one particular career path. Possibly if you've been to university, you studied something that's very open, like history or literature or languages or classics or something that leaves you open to a wide range of jobs, because it doesn't force you down one path like something more like medicine or law would push you down a particular career path. I think you guys have a lot of skills that you could transfer, and it's harder often when there isn't that particular career path that seems obvious at the end of studies, or maybe you're just looking for a career change if you already have been working for quite some time. You guys also got 3 Archangel Power Tarot cards, which I chose because they're written kind of like as advice or as motivation. So you have the 3 of Raphael, which is the 3 of Cups, reasons to celebrate, a community of friends, happy announcements regarding relationships or children. It's interesting that community is coming up again. We have the 8 of Michael, or the 8 of Swords. You can be free, make a courageous choice to change your situation, not seeing things clearly. And finally, Five of Ariel, Five of Pentacles. You needn't go through your current challenges alone. Help is nearby. Negative thoughts create self-fulfilling prophecies. So this is very interesting. I definitely see that you're looking for changes, or that you're about to go through some changes in life, but there is also a strong call here to talk to other people, or kind of ask other people for help, or you know, have other people around you for support, because it feels like you're going to need some people to give you some advice, or maybe just to listen to you rant while you're going through some changes. But they're definitely kind of encouraging a change right now. They're definitely encouraging a shift. So if maybe you're coming to this reading wondering if you should stay in a particular line of work, or if you should look for something different, I think the cards are kind of encouraging a shift or a change, but they're just reminding you to keep positive in your thoughts, because I feel as though you guys have very powerful manifesting thoughts, and I think you also have some quite strong like magic abilities. With a lot of the cards that have come out, they've made me feel that you guys, even if you don't consciously practice magic, have a lot of magical abilities. And so if you set your mind on the worst case scenario, or on worries or fear or self-doubt, that can kind of manifest into your life when it's not actually what you're wanting. It's just what you're subconsciously attracting towards you through where your focus is. So that's really important, you guys. You also have den Kanal öffnen, number 7, open the channel. And again, this shows someone who is very connected to higher things and able to channel a lot of power. And I like how she's sitting on the earth as well, because that really connects it to our earth element for this reading. You have Der Götze des Essens, number 61, the idol of food or eating, potentially. So for some of you, you could be comfort eating. If you're stressed a lot, that could be what you turn to kind of self-medicate in a way, is just to eat nice things. You could be maybe not eating enough, possibly. If you're stressed, it could work the other way. There's something here about nutrition and eating. Maybe some of you are worried about how you'll pay for basic things like food if this change goes ahead. And that's what's holding you back. But there's something here to do with nutrition or food, or the amount of food that you're taking in, good or bad, or, you know, the quality maybe of the food that you're eating. Some of you might be looking to go into nutrition, but I feel like it's more to do with you personally and your eating habits, because that's more of like a shadow card. And then you also have persönlicher Mythos, number 30, personal myth. And then Heilung, number 75, healing. So healing is going on, or does need to go on, because that came up earlier in your reading as well. But the personal myth card comes up when we're kind of telling ourselves a story about our situation, or about us, or about our life. You know, we could be likening ourselves to Cinderella or Rapunzel or Snow White, or we could be thinking that we're like Harry Potter, or, you know, another character that we know from fairy tales, or from a book or a movie maybe. And like overly identifying ourselves with a particular character, possibly even a celebrity, but I feel like it's more likely to be characters from fairy tales, books and films. And so that, what that card says is that that's perfectly good in moderation when we kind of find inspiration from that and motivation, but it has the drawback of pigeonholing us again, and I feel like that's what you don't want to do. I've got that strongly from your reading, is you don't want to be tied down to any particular definition, or you know, kind of tight understanding of your life. So it's important not to do that, and I think the healing connects to that as well. It's more about finding your true self away from labels, and away from over identification with other people, or with characters or heroes, or just anything, you know, label free. You have Unseelie Queen, number 20, glamour, opulence and hubris. This could come in potentially with Der Götze des Essens, you know, because opulence in many ways can be like an excess of something. I'm wondering if maybe you're being asked to cut down on spending, so that you're maybe not buying luxury brands of things. That could be, especially for earth signs, that could be something that is a bit of a vice that you sometimes have to own up to or acknowledge. You have 2 affirmators at work cards. The first one is advocacy. I am my own best advocate. When I have an idea, I share it. When I have a need, I speak up about it. When I tell a joke and none of my co-workers laugh, I make sure to repeat it and then explain it, and if need be, draw a diagram so everyone gets it. And you have quality. I value and admire quality, and I strive to make that the goal of all my work. Quantity is great, but not when it lowers my standards, so I will keep the bar high, take my time, and let's be honest, probably use this as an excuse to procrastinate. What's our friend YouTube up to? I know you're watching YouTube right now. But quality, again, brings me back to this card a little bit, that maybe you only buy things of a certain quality. Possibly it's saying, though, cut down on quantity and improve quality if there is a problem with spending or with buying kind of branded goods when you could be saving money elsewhere. But I think in general, stick up for yourself and make sure you're always working to a certain quality. Then your next cards are Hidden Motivations, the One of Intentions, and Discovery, the Eight of Intentions. So being aware of your hidden motivations, being aware of your hidden kind of subconscious biases towards things, your vices, the reasons why you might be doing these, like be doing certain things, or why you might want to go into a certain career path. You know, maybe one is for passion and one is for money. Be aware of the reasons why you're doing things, because that will help you come to the best decisions as well. You have Пересечённая местность, the 15 of circles and diamonds. This means rugged terrain. And as you can see, the hills kind of say to me lots of options. But rugged terrain means that there's a bit of a rocky path going on. There's a lot of different things that you need to navigate. Very kind of like your mind's not made up, you know, you've got a lot of thoughts whirling around. You have New Life, number 39. I love that card. I really love it. So there is a change coming, for sure. There's a new opportunity. There's a new door being opened up. And this is one of my new decks from Whitebird that I'm going to be using today. You have Make a Commitment and Need Effort, or needs effort. So something that needs your time, needs your effort. You need to make a commitment. I feel like you are looking at lots of different options and you just need to, you know, make a choice. Maybe you might be able to do 2 different options if they can run concurrently, but you need to come to a decision sooner or later. From the King Solomon cards, you have number 31, the kind of outline of a person being dragged over to this plant pot there. So it's kind of, feels to me like effort and planting things, but I'll check in the guidebook, because again, that's another deck I always have to consult the guidebook for. There's no keywords, there's only numbers on the front of those cards. So number 31, Alteration, Beginnings and Endings. Wow, a new beginning, opening a blank page, cleansing from old influences, conditioning and behavioural patterns, departing from old circumstances, burning all bridges in order to enter a new situation, forgetting the past, forgiving and starting from scratch. So your advice section of this card says, the conditions require you to abandon something old, leave it behind you and move forward. It's recommended to start new initiatives elsewhere. Things cannot stay as they are not valid or relevant anymore. Look ahead with hope. And I did get that feeling, just from your reading in general, that there was a need to move on. So we've just got 2 more decks to get through now, and then we'll do your charms and dice. Group 1, so your Secret Garden oracle card is Generosity. Sow seeds of kindness. That's really sweet. And I like how it says sow seeds, because again, earth, and there's a plant pot there in that image. And then the new Forest Fae deck from my lovely anonymous donor, which I'm in love with this deck already. I'm already thinking of so many ways I can use it. You've got Away We Fly, Take the Cloud Roads, Delight in Your Imagination. So again, Away We Fly, it's kind of like starting something new, isn't it? It's like the beginning of a journey. And we have Forest Sister, the moon shines brightest after the storm. So kind of things are going to get better after there's been some turbulence or some change. Gorgeous cards, absolutely love these. So grateful to have received these. They're actually nicer than I thought they would be. So we're going to do your charms now, group 1. I can see lots of consistent messages coming through. Please turn down the volume now if you think you aren't going to like the sound of the charms. They can be very loud. So group 1, messages about career, study and finance. Okay, lots of charms coming out. Straight away, I'm seeing the Christmas tree, so winter time is important here. We've got the knight, so possibly a masculine energy who can help you. That did land on the Three of Raphael, so the community card. You know, there may be a masculine energy that can give you some support or some advice. We have flexibility there with the frog and taking your power back with the crown, making decisions that are right for you, not letting other people persuade you or bully you into making a choice. Another winter charm with the snowman. You've got a good luck charm there with the ladybird. And we also have beauty with the flower, which is nice. And again, so two kind of beauty charms that could be connected to your career path. We have the notification bell, something or someone that's trying to get your attention, and that's landed on hidden motivations. So maybe you're aware that you need to look to the reasons why you want to do certain things. We have the paw print there, following someone on social media or maybe following someone's path to success. Creative career paths for a lot of you as well. Inspiration. Feeling overwhelmed or swarmed. Lots to do, lots to think about. You've got teamwork there with the hockey sticks. Feeling burdened with the weight. Weight possibly also connected to Der Götze Essence, if that's something that's stressing you out right now. We have Just Keep Swimming. Ooh, dropped it. Just Keep Swimming with Dory. Really sweet little charm. We have Good Luck, again, really nice. And also the baby boy. So maybe some of you want to work with children, maybe some of you have childcare issues that would need to be taken into consideration, and that's like an extra barrier to just being able to change what you're doing currently. We'll get your dice on top as well. Okay, so we're rolling the 5th set of dice, which are the actions dice, group 1. These ones here. Okay, that's a 1, so I'm going to roll again. We're rolling 8 of them for you, okay. Okay, so again, community. People helping each other, people giving each other advice, reading, diversifying, looking deep into yourself. We have fear of what's around the corner, fear of the future, not wanting to look around the corner, burning bridges, moving on from the past, relaxing a little bit, and we get it with the laughter dice as well, just letting yourself breathe, relax a little bit. I feel like when you are hyper focused on the need to make a choice, sometimes it's harder to actually do that. And when we kind of let ourselves breathe and take a break from constantly thinking about this one thing, that's when we kind of come to our decision usually. So maybe that's what that's talking about. We've also got the feeling of being left out to dry. So someone may have, you know, sprung on you that you might lose your job soon, or, you know, you might feel like people at your university or people at your workplace haven't been very supportive or haven't been, you know, helping you very much recently, or haven't been maybe advising you about careers if you're at university or school. You just feel like you're doing this on your own, you know? But I do see you walking forward into a much brighter future. So I genuinely see a lot of positivity coming forward. It's just about making the right choice for yourself, which I think you will make. You just need more time to come to that decision. It's about making better choices with regards to habits, and then putting like all of your effort into the choice that you've made with the most positive mindset that you can muster at this time. So that's what I see, group 1. I really hope you've enjoyed this reading. Please let me know in the comments how it resonated with you. Please like, share and subscribe if you enjoyed the video as well, because that really helps me get seen more on YouTube and helps us to grow the little family that we have here. And if you're interested in what I do here on the channel and you want to get more involved, please check out my description box for lots of links to do that. So you can follow me on Instagram for daily oracle cards, and Billy if you want to show me some support over there. You can follow me, well, become a patron on my Patreon page, but you can also follow the Patreon page as well. If you are interested in exclusive content like picker cards, extra picker cards, and giveaways and things that I do, definitely check out the Patreon page. If you'd like to donate to the channel, like my lovely anonymous donor did, then thank you so much. I've got my PayPal link for tips and donations that help me keep making these videos, and I've also got my Amazon and indie deck wish lists for new tarot and oracle decks if you'd like to send one to the channel. Thank you so much. And I am still offering angel healing sessions and private readings over on my Etsy page, so check that out if that interests you. And have a lovely rest of your day, you guys. Good luck with whatever decision you make, and I'll see you again soon. Bye bye. Take care. Hey there everyone, welcome to your reading if you chose pile 2 with the water element. And this is going to be your reading about career, studies and finances. As I explained in the intro, I pre-shuffled all of the cards. It took me nearly an hour, but I haven't really looked at them. I only saw the ones that landed upright when I shuffled because I like to see the cards at the same time as you. So you've got quite a few tarot cards to begin with. You've got the World, Regeneration. Then you've got the Nine of Swords, Anxiety. Two of Swords, Crossroads. The Hermit, Contemplation. Group 1 got the Hermit as well. Eight of Cups, Change. And Four of Cups, Boredom. Okay, so quite an interesting opening to your reading. I kind of feel like you're done with what you're currently doing. You're looking for a change, which is a bit of a theme in group 1 as well, although they got different cards. I kind of feel like you are either dissatisfied, bored, or too stressed with what you're currently doing. This could be studying or finances. It could be that you are stressed about your outgoings. You know, it could be career. And I feel like you've come to a point where you feel like things have to change. Something's got to give. I'm seeing Virgo energy for this reading. You know, it feels like things just can't keep going on as they are currently. Like you need to make a change or a decision about how you're going to do things differently. So it feels like a bit of a crossroads point, and you need to make some changes for the good of yourself and also for the good of maybe your bank balance. Maybe you feel like you're not earning enough in your current career, or what you're studying isn't as interesting as you thought it would be. You're thinking of changing courses, etc. Maybe you feel like what you're studying won't lead to a lucrative career. So then we have Homeland, number 44, Arrival, A Journey Ends, Establishment, Building and Settled. That really fits with the World card. Maybe you've just come to a point where it feels like a natural ending, like you finished a degree, or you finished school, or you finished maybe you've got to a certain point in your career and it feels like you're not going to get any higher than that, and so you need to make a change. We have Wave of Power, number 42, a surge of power, upswing in energy, exhilarating movement. So there's a bit of motivation here that comes along, which is great because I kind of see from the Four of Cups and the Nine of Swords and the Eight of Cups that what you're doing currently isn't giving you that motivation. It's not filling you with joy and excitement. It's not making you think yes every day when you get up to go to work or to go and study. So it feels like whatever you switch to or whatever you end up doing next is going to bring you that motivation. So we have number 42, Gentle Moderation. Take your time. Pressure from others or yourself can be released by renegotiating what you're trying to accomplish. Interesting. And Take Note, number 22. Your answers are being given to you. Quieting external voices and excessive noise will give you the chance to hear what is being offered. So those two cards go very well together. It's like taking time to decide what you're going to be doing next. Listening to your inner voice as well. You know, both of those cards kind of say, don't worry about what other people are doing on your course, or don't listen to what other colleagues are advising you to do, or family and friends. Really quieten those voices. Try and quieten your inner critic as well, and just sit in meditation or just sit quietly in a space where you're not going to be disturbed, and just listen to what feels like the right thing for you. Just listen to where you're being pulled intuitively. You might want to go into meditation and ask some questions. Maybe you have your own cards that you like to use, or a pendulum or something like that. But just find a quiet space. It might even be a walk in nature, if that's the quietest space you can find, you know, and just see what comes to you there. We're also going to use the saltwater reading cards, which are a new deck from my lovely anonymous donor. And you got quite a few cards from this deck, actually. You got 4. So that's what they look like on the back. So we have number 21, Penguins, Trust. It's like an Aboriginal pointerless deck, which I like. Plankton, number 22, Basics. Getting back to basics, maybe. Trusting in your intuition as well, trusting in your ability to make decisions. Mangroves, number 15, Innovation. So trying something new and different. And number 32, Shark, Action. Kind of like the wave of power, taking action when you feel ready, when you've had that bright idea, that innovation. But going back to basics, I think, not getting too lost in job roles and companies and just thinking more about what you like doing day to day. Do you like working in a team? Do you prefer to work by yourself? Do you like working with the public, or would you rather be in an office out of the way? Would you rather have a manual job? Do you want to be your own boss, or do you want someone supervising you? All of these kinds of things. And that will help you come to a decision about roles, I feel. So then you have Breaking Trail, a breakthrough is at hand. So I do think you guys are about to have that epiphany moment. The Leap, love this card, number 16, Ecstasy, Bliss, Belief. That belief, like the Trust card with the penguins. Incredible, and it really is similar to the Wave of Power, I think, in the way that that card is portrayed. But that's a beautiful card, honestly. I just love that. That's one of my favourite ones from that deck. And taking a leap, isn't it? It's taking a leap of faith in many ways, doing something that you maybe never thought you would do or that you have no experience in. I also thought I would pull an archetype card for each group, for those people who are maybe really unsure about what they want to do career-wise, and this will either give you maybe like a role or point you in the right direction. You guys have Child, Wounded. Light attributes: awakens compassion and desire to serve other wounded children, opens the learning path of forgiveness. Shadow attributes: blames all dysfunctional relationships on childhood wounds, resists moving on through forgiveness. So this is something to do with helping people. This could be working as a therapist, or maybe, you know, something like working with children, childminder, teacher. It could be counselling, you know, especially for children. It could be working with children with special needs, possibly. It could be working for a charity or a not-for-profit organisation. There's a lot of compassion for people in this pile. Maybe you also had a difficult childhood yourself. Then from the Archangel Power Tarot, you guys have the 10 of Ariel, or the 10 of Pentacles. There's so very much to be grateful for: financial success and the promise of retirement, a rich and rewarding family life. So that's a great message for those of you that are worried maybe about retiring soon. That could be what the coming to an end cards are referring to, like the World and the Homeland card. Maybe you just worry whether your career that you're choosing to go into is going to give you the right amount of money, is going to be able to sustain you. And I feel like you're going to come to a really big decision about that soon. But it is going to work out well because we've got the 10 of Ariel. And we also have the 5 of Raphael, the 5 of Cups. Everything happens for a reason. Release regret and embrace the opportunities for happiness. Search for the silver lining. So again, possibly working with people that are going through a difficult time, who don't have the ability to advocate for themselves. But I feel like the 5 of Cups is also saying you might need to leave something behind that you maybe wanted to do in the past in order to have this financial success and fulfillment. You guys have number 57, Einheit, Unity. The dolphins there, so the water element coming through. And this brings me back to the Take Note card, where I said go into nature if you don't have a quiet space at home, or if that feels like your more quiet space. And you have Inspiration, number 80, Inspiration. So I do think you're going to have that like aha moment pretty soon, where you figure out what it is that you want or need to do. Then from another deck, also in German, you've got number 36, Übersinnliche Gaben. So supernatural powers or supernatural gifts. 67, der Götze des Körpers, the idol of the body. And number 80, Versuchung, temptation. Okay, so with the supernatural gifts card and the unity card as well, it's making me wonder if some of you are possibly psychic or have some magical powers that you could use here, maybe manifestation powers, maybe you want to go into more of a spiritual career path, or you want to do something like that on the side. Der Götze des Körpers is interesting because that card comes out when there are body confidence issues or self-esteem issues towards the body and the way that we look and the way that we are physically. And then we have temptation, being led down a different path or pulled down a path that's tempting but, you know, ultimately might not be the right choice for us. So just take those cards however they resonate with you. Then we have imagination. I treasure my imagination and I can conjure it up and use it at any time. My imagination helps me dream up creative solutions to complex problems that I wouldn't have thought of from inside this same old box. Like how to maybe get outside of this box. Anyone? Help? So you guys definitely have a really good and creative way of thinking up different solutions to problems, because you've also got inspiration. So I see you guys as being very creative. And you have my genius. I believe in my inner genius and encourage it to speak up as much as possible. When it seems to be feeling shy, I coax it to contribute its ideas by sharing even its tiniest, craziest thoughts out loud. The more validated my genius feels, the more apt it is to participate, and nobody puts my genius in the corner. Dirty Dancing reference there. So yeah, you guys have these talents or gifts, I feel like you want to use, that not a lot of people have. But there's some self-confidence issues there. So I'm wondering if maybe the body, the idol of the body card fits in for some of you. Maybe it's to do with being on stage or dancing or in some way kind of performing, and maybe you're just worried about how you come across in that sense. You have friends and colleagues in the reverse, the 3 of people, and also deserving, the 6 of consciousness. So maybe your current friends and colleagues aren't very supportive of what you want to do, or you just work in an environment that's not very supportive in general, but you are deserving of a much better work environment. That could be why you want to move on. You have adaptiruisia, adapt, the 11 of diamonds, adapting to a different lifestyle or a different situation. And you have nachinai, the 13 of crosses, begin. So definitely being asked to make a change here, I feel, and to do something different to what you had in mind, or to do something different to maybe what you've done before in the past. You have between worlds, number 3. You are in this between stage. And the fates, number 17. This is a time of fate and destiny. Very interesting. My new deck from Whitebird says be cautious and pay attention to your dreams. So again, messages about listening to that quiet space within. And then your final card before we do your charms and dice is number 32 from the King Solomon card. So I'll need to consult the guidebook for that one. They don't have keywords on the cards, they only have numbers. The Be Cautious card is interesting because I feel like it's saying just don't put all your eggs in one basket, don't shift to something straight away, or make your part-time thing full-time, because I feel as though there's going to be a cash flow issue possibly, or you need to settle in somewhere first. So number 32 says time, speed, slowness, and time out. There's time for everything, no need to rush, matters are examined in depth while taking all the time necessary. That might be what the Be Cautious is about. Don't rush. Taking a break, proceeding slowly. The solution for the situation will come when time goes by. Time works in your favor. So, as I said, I think you guys are going to have an epiphany moment. So that comes eventually. And your advice for that card says, act with moderation and be patient. And I mean, yeah, the whole card was just kind of telling you that. So that's what we're getting from the cards today. I see a change, a real big change, and kind of an understanding very soon of what that needs to be. We're going to get your charms on top now, and if you don't like or think you won't like the sound of the charms, please do turn down your volume now. Group 2. Okay, interesting. So we have fearless, kind of a need to break free and not be afraid to make a change. We also have the wasp on child wounded, and the wasp is about pain or hurt or suffering. So this does make sense, you know, helping those that are hurt or people who've suffered. Potentially means as well that you've also suffered, and that's why you have a lot of compassion for people that are going through something similar. You've got a older woman or a more experienced woman there, more experienced feminine energy who can give you advice or some messages. This could be a woman in spirit, so a spirit guide, or a passed over loved one or an ancestor, or it could be someone around you right now. We've got the Diva Bunny charm, which comes through when our worries aren't going to come to pass, so when we're kind of worrying for no reason or making a situation bigger than it needs to be. You've got the winter charm, so winter could be when something changes for you. We've also got this astrology dice here. I believe that's Saturn. Yeah, that's Saturn. So we've got Saturn, maybe needing to put more effort in. When I think of Saturn, I think of discipline, I think of hard work. Maybe check out where your Saturn is and what your Saturn horoscope is and how that could relate to this situation. Maybe check what planet you've got in Saturn. Mine is Capricorn, so I am a very hard worker, very kind of a workaholic in some ways. So it could be saying, you know, if that's the case for you, you need to pull back a little bit. Maybe it's the other way around and you need to put more effort in. But just look at your Saturn placement. I always use that whenever we get those astrology dice. And then finally we've got Freya, the Norse goddess of love and beauty, who's coming towards you now. She's working with you. She wants to help you in this situation, so you can work with her. Maybe she's the more experienced or more mature feminine energy that wants to work with you. That's very interesting that we've got that. Okay, we're going to get your dice on top as well. Really interesting charms. And we're using the third set of dice, which are the mystery dice. These ones. You've got a little love heart there. Could be symbolic of Freya again. Okay, that's a 1. I'm going to roll again. Okay, we're rolling 8 dice for you today. Group 2. Okay, interesting. So, what have we got here? We've got feeling like a puppet. You know, you might feel, because it's landed on friends and colleagues in the reverse, you might feel that, you know, people are too controlling in your workplace. You might feel that you feel pressure from people around you, whether it's family or maybe people that go to the same university as you, to kind of follow a certain path. You might just feel that colleagues are too interfering, and so you want to move on. You've got the love heart coming out, actually, so doing something you love, following your passion, balance, staying balanced. Possibly that could also be to be having 2 jobs, you know, like a full-time and a part-time, or 2 part-times potentially. We've got things from the past coming back with the ghost there, so there could be a resurrection of passions from the past. It's landed on the supernatural gifts card, so it could be things that you've just ignored for a very long time. If you do have these gifts or talents or abilities, and now the cards are saying give them a go, use them to your advantage. We've got being in the spotlight as well, so this could be to do with the body insecurities card that came up. You know, you don't want to be seen all the time, or you do want to, but you just worry about how you come across. We've got the big message, the big breakthrough with the siren. entertainment, the television. Again, this could be to do with being in the spotlight, being on TV, being on a screen or on a stage or something, or just in the public eye, or, you know, always customer facing, something like that. And finally, we've got the DNA. So this could mean a couple of things. It could mean that you're feeling very influenced or pushed by your family. It could mean that you are following in family footsteps or in the footsteps of your ancestors with what you want to do. It could mean gaining valuable advice from family members or from ancestors. Just take that however that resonates with you, because it'll be different for different people. But that's what I see for your reading today, group 2. Please let me know in the comments how it resonated with you. A big change and a need to listen to your intuition, and a need to possibly express yourself a lot more. I kind of feel like you're not expressing yourself enough through your current workplace, or you feel like if you're studying that your chosen career path wouldn't allow you to express yourself enough. You know, if it's to do with finances, I kind of feel like it feels a bit scattered as far as finances are concerned. So there's a need to maybe be a little bit more frugal or aware, or just very more conscious of where your money's going each month or each week, and maybe cutting back on a few things if it feels frivolous. That's kind of the message for finances, I feel. But yeah, please like, share and subscribe if you enjoyed this video. It really helps my channel get seen more on YouTube and helps us to keep growing our family here. And if you're interested in what I do here on the channel and you want to get more involved, then please check out my description box. It's always full of links. So you can follow me on Instagram for daily cards, or follow me on Bilibili if you want to show me some support over there. If you're interested in exclusive content like extra picker cards and giveaways and things that I do, then check out my Patreon page and consider becoming a patron. I am still offering angel healing sessions and private readings over on my Etsy shop, so check that out if you're interested. And if you'd like to donate to the channel like my lovely anonymous donor today, then please do check out my PayPal link for tips and donations, which help me keep making these videos, and also my Amazon wishlist and my indie deck wishlist for new tarot and oracle decks if you'd like to get a new deck for the channel. Thank you so much, you guys, for spending your time here today. I wish you all the best of luck with the decisions you make as you move forward. Have a lovely rest of your day, and I'll see you again soon. Bye bye. Take care. Hey there, pile 3. Welcome to your reading if you chose the air element. And pile 3, this is going to be your career, study and finance reading. As I explained in the introduction, I have pre-shuffled the cards, but I haven't looked at them. I've only seen the ones that landed upright when they popped out of the deck, and that's because I like to see them at the same time as you. So let's start off with the Fairy Lights tarot cards. So you guys have the Star, which is air energy, that's Aquarius. Then you have the Chariot, the Four of Pentacles, and the Hermit. Every reading so far has had the Hermit in their tarot cards, so that's interesting. So Aquarius, Cancer and Virgo are showing up in this reading so far. I kind of see you guys having a lot of ambition, but kind of not knowing what to do to take your first steps. You know, I see you guys having spent a lot of time thinking about what it is that you want, you know, and I see you also kind of wanting to make a difference as well. I think that you guys are very compassionate and you want to give back to the world, or you want to make a difference to the world. You want to make the world a better place through your work or through your studies or through the money that you have. I feel at the moment you're kind of trying to save money a little bit. You don't have a lot to give, but I feel like possibly you still are donating to charities or maybe doing microfinance loans to people who can't access loans otherwise. You know, people in developing countries could possibly be how you're doing it, so that you're not just donating money, you're able to then recycle that money when it's paid back. But I see you guys having a lot of ambitions and dreams, so I'm curious to see what your oracle cards are going to say. Lots of different decks. As I said, it took me nearly a full hour to shuffle all of the cards for all of the decks. So you guys have Compassion, which is the elder butterfly, the elder flower and the Laro blue butterfly. And you guys have Ambition with the hollyhock and the painted lady butterfly. It's a very common butterfly where I live in the UK. So ambition coming through already. And compassion. Oh my goodness, I completely was just so enthralled with the pictures that I forgot about the words. Compassion, wanting to make a difference, wanting to improve the world. Ambition, having a lot of dreams and desires. Protected by angels. You are cherished by the angels. I believe that's Archangel Michael there. What a beautiful card. Wow. So yeah, you guys, I feel possibly quite spiritual. You know, out of all the piles so far, very spiritual. Yes, we've got number 31, Oracle, Sacred Living, Spirit Speaking, and Intervention. So maybe you guys are very connected to spirit or angels, or just have a lot of maybe magical or supernatural abilities. I see you guys wanting to use those abilities for the better, or maybe just through life you've just been so moved by the people and the suffering that you've seen that you want to improve things through your work or your money as much as you can. So I pulled 2 archetype cards for this reading. I pulled one for every pile to see, kind of for those of you that are worried or questioning what you want to be or what kind of career you want to do, this might help you with roles or, I don't know, just ideas about career. So you guys got 2, as I said. You have Trickster, light attribute, transcending convention, stuffiness, and predictable behavior. Shadow attribute, manipulating others through duplicity. And you also have Artist, light attributes, expressing a dimension of life that is just beyond the 5 senses, inspiring others to see life symbolically. Shadow attributes, using talent as an excuse to mistreat others, posing as the starving artist to elicit pity. So a lot of you are very talented artistically and you want to work in a creative career, but you also want to give back in some way or help others. Possibly that's where there might be some difficulty here, because you are aware that artists often don't earn a lot of money. And so you're like, but I want to use my money to help others, but you know, if I don't have that much, I can't care for myself as well as others. Trickster is interesting as well, because that does suggest magic in some way, that you guys have magic. But I think Trickster and Artist together possibly bring the connotation of performer to me, that there are some performing things that you could do. From the Archangel Power Tarot, you guys got the Knight of Michael, Knight of Swords, so air energy again. Strong, committed, intellectual, and diligent. Time to move quickly. Choose logic over emotion. Sudden changes. That's Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. And 3 of Michael, Swords again. Release the past. You will grow from this situation. Time heals all wounds. And it's interesting because the Star, which was your first card in the reading, does point towards healing, even though this is a career reading. I'm wondering if maybe you became disillusioned with a choice that you made in the past, career-wise or study-wise. Maybe you've been burned financially by confidence tricksters, you know, or people who just take money and then aren't grateful for it. You know, they squander it rather than use it for good. And that's put you off donating, maybe. I kind of see that there's some hurt regarding career or regarding study and finances. But change is coming. I feel like you guys are coming up with ideas very quickly. You're taking charge, you're taking control, you're moving in the right direction. So then you guys have number 42, Dragon's Pet, communication between species, animals, pets, magical companions, and guardianship. So because you've got that card, I'm wondering if you might benefit from watching the final pile, which is going to be the fire pile, because it's got a dragon on it. So if you were feeling very drawn to that pile and you maybe couldn't choose between air and fire and you chose air, maybe enjoy watching the fire one as well. It might have some messages. But this makes me think that some of you want to work with animals or nature or, you know, children possibly. But I think as well the communication between species could refer to communicating with spirit as well. Kind of crossing a boundary in that sense, crossing borders, translation even possibly. And you have far, far away, creative daydreaming, number 30. So all of these creative powers coming through for you guys, talents and abilities and, you know, ambitions, dreams, things like that. You have Flamingo, nourish your soul and you will survive harsh circumstances. So you guys are capable of overcoming difficulty, is what this is saying, because we are getting the 3 of Michael and protected by angels and the Star. And Swan, a tranquil spirit comes with accepting inner dichotomy. Interesting. So accepting the shadow and the light, accepting maybe sides of yourself that seem to possibly conflict with each other. You know, maybe you feel like if you're an artistic person or a creative person, then you shouldn't be interested in money, but at the same time you are, because you want to do well for yourself, or you want to live and have a certain lifestyle, and maybe that's conflicting for you. So that's something to look into. You guys also have the Green Witch, 7, fresh, new, and spring. Springtime could be important for you, but I think it's more symbolic of changes, newness, beginnings, new paths, new opportunities, new ideas. Again, creativity, a time of increased fertility when it comes to creative abilities. I also chose for you guys 2 cards from my new Wild Kuan Yin Oracle deck, because a lot of these cards are to do with like flying and hovering in the sky. So I thought this was a really air energy deck, and you actually got 2. So this is the back of the cards, really nice. You have the Slave Dancers into Freedom, number 21. And you have Desert Harvest, number 22. So I'll look in the guidebook for that deck. It is an Alana Fairchild deck, so you guys know that I love her decks, absolutely. And she writes so much in the guidebooks. She writes the guidebooks like books, so I'm just going to have to read little excerpts from each card. So the first one here says, you've been on a path that no longer serves your highest good. This could be where the 3 of Michael comes in. The time has come for you to be free from it. I shall free you from the negative influence of even the most persistent struggle or devastating conditions with one simple gesture. Do not be attached to the war you have endured, my beloved wild warrior. It is over by my grace. A new reality of freedom is yours. It is time to dance your way into freedom. And it says this card is about a new beginning and about being freed from a battle, whether that's within your own self, in a dichotomy, or with the world, or with one another. Beautiful. Love that card. Freedom. Very air energy, just in meaning as well. And then Desert Harvest says, many of my divine children take time to cultivate their offering to the world. Your soul, even with your fire and ambition, so fire again, you might want to check out the fire pile if that was calling to you in the introduction, is capable of great patience, endurance, hope, and faith. These spiritual qualities allow for the development of a truly exceptional offering to the world. Rest assured, my divine one, it is never too late. In fact, your time for full blooming is just now starting to come into view. How lovely. And later on, I'm just being drawn to this sentence here on the page that says, if you are dreaming a beautiful but unlikely dream, do not give up. Help is coming. It is a timing issue. There is a greater cycle at play, and you will need to wait for the cycle to complete itself. It will not be for much longer now, but patience is the key. Patience is not telling you you cannot. It is just telling you that the best time for all to happen is on its way. If you're going through dark times and believe all hope is lost, remember that in the dark of night, when least expected, your soul shall flower open, and your hope and patience will have fulfilled their task of leading you to the sweetest oasis. Healing will come. How interesting. Desert Harvest. I mean, it's conjures up so many images just by itself, the titles of those cards. So I think a lot of you will need to have heard those messages that I just read out then. I think they were beautiful, affirming messages. So let's continue with the rest of the cards. You have Meisterschaft, number 86, Mastery. Again, very spiritual. Maybe mastery of a craft or a talent. And Verlorene Kindheit, number 45, Lost Childhood. So for some of you, you did have to grow up very quickly, or you weren't given the privileges or the support that you needed in childhood or in your younger years to do what you wanted to do, and that's possibly where the 3 of Michael is coming in again. You guys have Gaben, number 22, Gifts. You are very gifted, very talented. Der Götze der Besonderheit, number 44. Interesting how you went to 22 and then 44. This is the idol of peculiarity. You know, being an individual can have its drawbacks in this world. And then finally number 41, Der Götze der Aufopferung, the idol of victimhood, when you make yourself a victim. So this is super interesting. Possibly being a victim to others, or being a victim to your art, your craft, your gifts, possibly. All of this coming through, and this fact that you are an individual. And what I've noticed is that that looks like the same person in these two cards. Yeah. Yeah, being an individual, trying too hard possibly to please others or to fit in, when you know that that's not your path in life. That's not why you're here. You're here to stand out, and you're here to do good. You have kindred partnership, the one of people. So maybe there is someone you can work with, or possibly even set up a business with, or get business advice from. Maybe I should move that there so you get a better view. Как ни крути, however you look at it, whichever way you look at it, it's all the same. The one of circles, it can also look like a 10. That's an interesting card. Whatever way you look at it, your situation is the same. You have ego. When my selfish ego rears its ugly, screaming little head, I calmly toss it a Xanax and ask it to leave me alone. I'm a big, generous person, and in the grand scheme of things, it doesn't matter if someone else gets credit for my idea. Because at the end of the day, when you really stop and think about it, the idea might end up being bad, and then they'll have to take the fall. So there. Okay, so conquering the ego as well is important. You have number 1 from the King Solomon cards, and also number 4. I'll need to check out number 4. I know that number 1 is about relationships. Let's just quickly go to number 1. The beginning of a new relationship, existing loving support and intimate connection, and you've got that with kindred partnership. Support from a person when you need help. Follow your heart, consult with a close person, and accept their good advice. Okay, so that's the number 1. And then number 4 is about enemies, betrayal, scolding, and action taken behind your back. Someone is acting against you or behind your back. A particular person is not loyal to you. Someone trying to incite you against another person. Do not trust the person who you're asking about if you're asking about a person. Be watchful of enemies. Inspect your surroundings thoroughly and be suspicious. Interesting. So there may be some people that just aren't supportive of you. You know, it feels like you've got 1 or 2 good people, and then you've got other people who try and put you down, or who try and stop you from achieving your highest good. So it's important to stop listening to those people, I feel, and stop trying to appease or fit in with those people. You have breathe, number 29, another kind of indicator of take your time, of timing, of breathing, of connection to spirit as well. From my new deck from the lovely White Bird, you have self-confidence, don't trust, which is incredible with the 4 card there, and develop your skills, and you've got mastery and gifts coming through very often. Don't trust and self-confidence could also suggest you don't trust yourself very much, or you don't trust your abilities. And then from my gorgeous new Forest Fae deck from my lovely anonymous donor, I have the Soothsayer, travel the road seldom taken, and you guys definitely are these very unusual and different people that need to do this kind of thing. And the Northwood Fae, take time for hibernation and healing. Lovely Scandinavian fairy. And this makes sense with a lot of the cards that we've got about healing and about breathing and, you know, processing what's going on for you. So we're going to get your charms on top now, group 3. And if you don't like the sound of the charms, or you think you won't, please turn down your volume now. See what we can get. Messages from the charms. Okay, what's super interesting is that we've got Libra, which is another air sign again, and we've also got the flamingo landing on the flamingo card. And the flamingo charm is about finding your other half, that kind of kindred person that will look after you or that will work very well with you. So that's super, super interesting that that's there, and you've got kindred partnership. So it seems like there's at least one person that you can either work with or who can give you some great support. You have healing again with the starfish. Fearless. You got the Page of Pentacles there, which is about taking things one step at a time, making your plans, sticking to it, working hard. We have love. Labor of love came to mind when I picked that up. You also have Aries. The letter W. Could also have been an M with the way it fell, but it's a W. The Chamber of Secrets entrance charm. This means that you guys have been going through a real dark night of the soul. You might even still be going through it. The challenges that you faced were necessary for your soul's growth, but that doesn't make it any more difficult to think about or to go through or to talk about. The screwdriver means tightening things up, making things more secure. Things like finalizing plans, for example. You have Jupiter. Maybe check out your Jupiter placement, but Jupiter is also about good luck and things. But look at your Jupiter placement, see what sign you have in Jupiter, how that might affect your work ethic, how that might affect your overall look in life. It can be really helpful to know that kind of thing. And we've got the Goldstone Ball, which is about happiness and faith and optimism, confidence, especially for the future as well. It's kind of like the Sun card in tarot. So it's really positive to get that charm. You've got a lot of really affirming charms there, which is nice. And we'll get your dice on top as well, group 3. Okay, so we're rolling the first set of dice for you, which is the fantasy dice. These ones. You got a fairy! Yay! Fairies. Air elementals like fairies. That's who we're channeling for you today. And we're rolling 6 of these dice for you, group 3. Oh my goodness, you guys have got a dragon again. So if you really were feeling drawn to the fire pile, or if maybe you have some fire in your major signs, then I would recommend checking out the final pile for some extra messages, but only if you were feeling drawn to it. Originally, we have the monk, so spiritual connection, wanting to do good in the world as well, battling your own demons as well, either now or in the past, landing on the lost childhood card. We have the ogre, the person who stands in your way or the enemy that isn't very supportive. Unable to see the woods for the trees, you know, feeling confused, feeling like there's so much going on around you that you don't have space to stop and think. And finally, the wishing well. Love that you've got this dice. If you want to just pause the video and make a wish while looking at this dice, please do so. This means that it's likely that a wish is going to be granted for you because you've got this dice. So I'm so pleased that you got that. You did, of course, get the star as well, which is often associated with making wishes, like wishing upon a star. That was your first card in this reading. So I just feel like you guys are meant to travel a path that's less often traveled in life. I feel like you have a very eclectic path ahead of you and possibly behind you as well when it comes to career and life choices and studies as well. Maybe you've chosen to study things that most people would, you know, poo-poo and say, well, it's not a very vocational degree that you've done or whatever, but you guys are very creative and you're not meant to follow the same path that most people would take for themselves. You're meant to make peace with this fact about yourself and dance your way into freedom. I just keep looking at that card. It's absolutely lovely. So that's what I have for you today. Group 3, please like, share and subscribe if you enjoyed it, because it really helps my channel get seen by more people on YouTube and helps us to grow our family here. Please let me know in the comments as well how this resonated, because I'm really looking forward to hearing from you all as always. And if you're interested in what I do here on the channel and you want to get more involved, then check out my description box for lots of links. You can follow me on Instagram for daily oracle cards, or Bilibili if you want to show me some support on Bilibili. If you're interested in extra things like extra picker cards, exclusive content, giveaways and things, then check out my Patreon page and consider becoming a patron. I'm still offering angel healing sessions and private readings on my Etsy shop if that interests you, and if you would like to donate to the channel like my lovely anonymous donor today, then please do check out my PayPal link for tips and donations that help me keep making these videos, and also my Amazon wishlist and indie deck wishlist for new tarot and oracle decks if you'd like to send a deck to the channel. Thank you so much to everyone who checks out the description box or considers doing any of those things. I wish you all the best of luck with this, you guys. Have a lovely rest of your day and stay unique. You seem like amazing people if you've chosen this pile, and I'll see you again soon. Bye bye. Take care. Hi there, group 4, if you chose the fire elemental reading. With the 4th pile, this is going to be your reading about career, study, and finances. So like I explained in the introduction, I'm not going to be choosing the cards in the reading. I've pre-shuffled the cards. I haven't looked at them though. I never like to do that because I always prefer to kind of get the messages at the same time that you do. And just to recap, obviously fire elementals are dragons and salamanders and things of that nature. So let's get your cards first. I don't really have a good tarot deck for like a fire elemental reading, so I'm using the Tarot of the Divine because it's quite good just in general, but it does have some quite fiery imagery and rich colours. So you guys have the High Priestess as your first card. Then you have the Three of Wands, Three of Coins, and Three of Swords. So 3 threes right next to each other. That could be significant for you guys. Okay. So yeah, I'm seeing expansion, I'm seeing teamwork. I'm also seeing some disappointment currently, maybe with what you're currently doing, or just feeling like, you know, it's not what you want to be doing. The High Priestess suggests a lot of thinking, taking your time to come to a decision. Feel like you guys are maybe going for extra training, or you're wanting to stand out from the crowd, wanting to maybe be nominated for promotion or something. You have Elegance with Lily and the Archduke butterfly, which is actually like a little dragon in this deck, and Persistence, Euphorbia with the African swallowtail butterfly. So yeah, Elegance and Persistence again makes me think like you're working hard, you're trying to get noticed, you're trying to stand out from the crowd. Then from my Dragon Oracle, you guys have Golden Atlantean Dragon. Helps you remember the wisdom of Golden Atlantis. Awaken, bring back your knowledge, gifts and talents, reclaim your mastery. So possibly doing things that you haven't done for a long time, training for something that you maybe wanted to do in the past but you never had the opportunity to do that. Picking up old skills and talents from the past. And you also got Orange Gold Dragon from Arcturus, so kind of golden, orangey colours. Opens you to knowledge for the new golden age. Carry the energy of the future. Be a guiding light. So I'm kind of hearing inventors for some of you. Inventors and innovators. Like you guys want to be different. You want to be the future. You want to be involved in things that are cutting edge, like technology and things. Far away places. Get ready for new horizons. Okay, so possible moving or working abroad. You have 26, the meditation, peace, relief, sanctuary. That makes a lot of sense with your High Priestess card there, taking the time to breathe and consider what it is that you really want. And she, although she's in nature and it looks like a very earth and water imagery because of the water in the background, there's also the fact that she's burning incense in her hand. So she is burning, there is fire going on there. So meditation can help you come to decisions, can help you realize what it is that you need to do next, because I feel like extra training or branching out into a new area of learning for you guys. I feel like you are just wanting to do something new. You want to be cutting edge, you want to, you know, try different things and be at the forefront of the future in a way. You guys are really forward thinking, which is really exciting. So I pulled an archetype card in each reading to see, maybe for people who are struggling to think of what they want to do career-wise, and this might give them some ideas, but you guys ended up with 3. Okay, so you got monk/nun, Light attribute is selfless devotion and single-minded dedication to spirit. Shadow attributes are negative judgment of the physical world, excess piety. So possibly wanting to follow a spiritual career, but knowing that that means that you maybe wouldn't be well paid for it. Potentially, it could also be to do with charity work as well. You have vampire. Light attribute makes you aware that someone or something is draining your life force. And shadow attributes, depleting others for your psychic survival, chronic complaining and codependency. So maybe you needing to pull back from certain people that you feel are toxic to you. I could possibly read that card as meaning that your current work environment or study environment potentially is very, very draining for you. Maybe it's very high pressure, high responsibility. Maybe just the people you work with are quite toxic or competitive, or you just don't like being around them. And that card is saying there's a need to prioritize you there and step back from the people that are draining you. And you also got angel. Light attribute, helping those in need with no expectations of return. So again, spiritual or maybe charity work. Shadow attributes, acting innocent or angelic to mislead others, falsely claiming to be in touch with angelic guidance. Interesting. And the fact that you got the cards about Atlantis and, you know, the golden age and being the shining light makes me think that you guys do have guidance that you want to share with the world. That's kind of your path, is to be this sort of pioneer, a beacon in a sense. Then from the Archangel Power Tarot, you guys got the Ace of Ariel, which is the Ace of Pentacles. It's your lucky day, new resources of money, time or support, a change in job or a promotion. Very positive. So that sense of a change in job, a promotion, make me to do with the standing out from the crowd thing that I picked up on earlier, that you want to prove to the people that you are doing well and that you deserve a promotion. For some of you, this is just a financial message that finances are going to improve soon. Ace of Pentacles is always excellent for finances. And you also got the Seven of Ariel, Seven of Pentacles. You have invested wisely, have patience and wait for the harvest. Review your progress and make plans for your next endeavour. You've got quite a lot of pink as well as like the orangey and golden colours. So yeah, investments paying off if that's something that you're interested in or want to move into. Looking into shares possibly, or savings accounts. Things taking a while to complete, so I kind of feel like you need some more time to come up with strategies, make plans. You have number 92, Sieg, victory. Kind of a Sagittarius energy a little bit there. And Seifenoper, number 38, soap opera. So this brings me back to the vampire card, like victory over a soap opera, like removing yourself from a dramatic situation or toxic people that just bring drama into your everyday life, you know, victory over that kind of situation. Then you guys got Die Heilige Beziehung, number 14, the holy relationship, maybe working in partnership with someone else, or just about your relationship with the divine, possibly. And Belohnung, number 2, reward. So that kind of endeavour brings you much reward. And this is very similar to most depictions of the Seven of Pentacles, which is a card that you got there, the Seven of Ariel, about planting seeds. You know, the effort that you put in now, the action that you put in now brings much reward later on. So that's a great repeated message. You got present power, the Two of Consciousness, the Lion, Leo energy, and the Tiger as well. Maybe you're born in the year of the Tiger. And decrease in the reverse, the Four of Cycles, so I assume that means increase. Present power increasing. You have the power to follow whatever it is that you choose. You have experimentirui, experiment, in the imperative form, like experiment, do something different, try something new. The 11 of Crosses. This could be to do with possibly inventing again, or a scientific career maybe for some of you, a research career. Uютное время, cozy time, the One of Diamonds. So again, this sense of needing more time to think, to come to a decision, to prepare, to lay the foundations of your plans. Orangey symbolism again. You guys have challenge. When a big challenge lands on my plate, I relish the stimulation and growth that it brings. It's tempting to be daunted, but I'd rather stretch myself and prove I can pull off the almost impossible because it's way more fun to be a total boss than a total baby. Relish. Okay, so taking challenges on head on, not being dissuaded by them or made afraid by them. You've got number 15 from the King Solomon cards, which I seem to remember is a pretty positive card, but we'll check the guidebook because these cards don't have keywords on them, they just have numbers. This is generosity and material support. Giving abundantly, kindness and generosity arrives from an unexpected source, inheritance, easy job that brings good income, bonus from work, or success without effort. The advice section of this card says, be willing to receive what is given to you with open arms as it comes from a pure heart. Be prepared to give of yourself without reckoning to a person in need. And that's what the angel card said. And that makes a lot of sense with the cards about charity that we've received. Then the new go-to oracle from the lovely white bird says, don't lose your individuality. And happiness is your choice. Okay, so being able to choose what would make you happy. And then your final cards are Deep Knowing, number 43. So it feels like deep down you know what would make you happier. And that may not be maybe the most financially lucrative option, but maybe the more speaks to my heart and passions option. And Truth Be Told, number 14. So being honest with yourself and with others with regards to career choices, financial choices, study choices, etc. So I'm going to get your charms on top now, group 4, and then we'll do your dice. So if you don't like the sound of the charms, or you think you wouldn't like the sound of the charms, please do turn down your volume now. And let's get started. Okay, so we have got Aquarius energy coming through with that charm. We've also got the letter M. We have the anchor, security, stability. Oh, we've got the letter I as well. So M-I, I'm, I am. Could mean something to you. We've got Hermes or Mercury, the Greek and Roman god of travel, faraway places, of merchants, of thieves, of all kinds of things coming to you now. He wants to help you with your career choices. I think he's quite a good deity to work with when it comes to career choices and options. You've also got the African charm, so that could be a clue about the faraway places message for some of you. Maybe working for a company that does significant business or work in Africa, or even relocating. It could be charity work again, because we've got monk, nun, and angel, so there could be not-for-profit organizations and things like that that you're looking into. You've got the muffin, treating yourself, giving yourself a bit of a breather, a bit of time and space. The teapot, socializing, maybe taking advice from people that you chat to, your friends. Being aware of manipulative people as well. So again, this is another message for you with the crocodile that comes up when people are toxic or people only look out for themselves and they're kind of manipulative in ways. So I do think that you are currently surrounded by people like that at work, or maybe if you're studying, people who are on your course are very competitive or very manipulative, and you know, they only want to be friends with people if it can further their social status rather than looking for genuine friendships. It feels like there's a bit of that going on around you. And you're being encouraged to pull back from those kinds of people because they're very draining for your energy, because that's not how you operate, so it's very alien to you as an energy and as an environment. And finally, we've got the little dog, which is about someone who's excited to see you, or possibly being excited for the future as well. And now we'll do your dice. We're rolling the 6th set of dice, and that's super interesting, group 4, because those are the Voyager's dice. So it feels like there is travel on the horizon for you. That's what the Voyager's dice look like. Let's see how many we're going to roll. Okay, we're rolling 8 for you now. So nearly all of them. Okay, so we've got another place coming through in our dice. Japan is coming through, so maybe working for a Japanese company if the African message doesn't fit for you, or possibly relocating to Japan, or a company that does a lot of business with Japan. We have the cactus dice, that's about not letting people in, just being in survival mode, and the laser gun. And I think both of those fit with the toxic person message or the dramatic situation, just trying to zap that out of your life and stonewall these people so that you're not sucking in their energy and they're not taking yours. Cactus. You have got the toxic person or situation dice coming through, so that's very, very clear in your reading. That's really, really being rammed in here that, you know, there are people around you or a situation or an environment that you're currently in that is not conducive to your overall health. We have the jigsaw, the final piece of the puzzle, getting that realization or confirmation of something that you maybe already knew but just needed to be validated for you. We have making memories, possibly nostalgia for the past, keeping you from making a change. Creative careers, inspiration, and also abundance coming your way financially. So out of all of the piles, you've got the most messages about positive finances coming your way as well. And I think pile 1 also got quite a few, but maybe it wasn't quite as explicit as yours, because I feel like this one is just more emphasized than pile 1. So I definitely see a positive increase in your finances coming your way. I feel like there's a need to pull away from people, possibly at work or in your studies, that are negative. Maybe you just don't want to share your financial information with people if it's not to do with career or studies. Sorry, you just don't want to share your financial information with people because you don't want them to have that knowledge. That's completely fine. And it's saying just be guarded about that. I feel like you're going to take some time to make a decision, but you want to expand yourself. You want to look for a place where you're going to get more training, or you're going to learn something new and different and more interesting, because that's what you want to do. You're in this energy of expansiveness, which is absolutely great and exciting and very fire energy. So it really fits with the reading that we've done today. I see new opportunities and challenges with great reward and victory ahead. Group 4. So I really hope you've enjoyed this. Please let me know in the comments how it resonated with you, and please like, share and subscribe if you enjoyed this video, because it really helps me get seen more on YouTube and helps us to continue growing our family that we have here. If you're interested in what I do here on the channel and you want to get more involved, then please do check out my description box. There's lots of links in there to help you do that. So you can follow me on Instagram for daily oracle cards, or follow me on Bilibili if you want to show me some support over there, for example. You can become a patron on my Patreon page and get access to exclusive content like extra picker cards, giveaways and things that I do over there. I am still offering private readings and angel healing sessions on my Etsy page if that interests you, so definitely go and check that out if it does. And if you'd like to donate to the channel, like my lovely anonymous donor today, then thank you so much. I have a PayPal link for tips and donations that help me keep making these videos, and I've also got a wishlist over on Amazon and an indie deck wishlist as well for new tarot and oracle decks. So if you'd like to get a new deck for the channel, thank you so much. Please check those out. And just thank you to all of you for spending your time with me here today. I wish you all the best of luck for the future. Have a lovely rest of your day, you guys, and I'll see you again soon. Bye bye. Take care.